We're so glad to have you here. If you and I have not met, my name is Emma Lou with Heartfelt Creations. Today I am so excited, delighted to bring you a demonstration of how to create exquisite garden lilies the easy way. So join me, let's take a close-up look at what you and I are going to learn to create. Isn't this just stunning? Super, super pretty. Now, if you are just joining me, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're from and introduce yourselves, okay? I have had so much fun creating with the Garden Lily collection. It is a classic favorite flower, and I think you're gonna have so much fun creating with it as well. Isn't that so pretty? So you can stack these individually, or you can add these two beautiful stems to have that bouquet. There's many different ways you can create with it, many different layers, color combinations. The sky's the limit. Creative possibilities are endless. Like, just look at the exquisite beauty of that flower. If you're in love with this as much as I am, put a heart in the comment, put something in the comments, and let's talk about this. So, okay, we're going to learn how to color and create this dimensional flower. This lily, you can adjust how much dimension you want, how far it raises up, or how flat you want. So you get to choose that dimension. Today, you and I are going to do quite a bit of dimension on it. We're going to also learn how to glue this flower bud together after it has been shaped. And then we are going to put it together and show you how to create a cluster on a beautiful card like this. Isn't that just stunning? So let's get started. When you create with this, you can absolutely choose the color combinations that are your favorites. If you even Google lilies, there are so many exquisite color combinations with a lily. I don't know about you, but it is one of my favorite, like, early spring, summer flowers. Super, super beautiful. And I find that it really fits perfectly for so many occasions. So I just added a little bit of the buttercup in the center, and then I'm adding a little bit of the buttercup around the edges. And this flower was stamped with the rose madder. So that is a little bit of a darker pink that we'll put around the center lines as well. So this is going to be your shading area, which I absolutely love how our artistic team really works diligently to make sure that they kind of provide areas that you can easily see, where you can kind of add the dark areas when you are coloring. So we're just going to go ahead and put our rose madder. I'm going to put this down so it's a little bit easier to add that shading, and hopefully you can see it as well. But we are going to go ahead and add that rose madder using the very tip of our sponge dauber and just feathering that out, okay? So we'll do that on each one. And then we'll just go ahead and also put some pink peony around the edges. Now, pink peony is a very soft pink that really blends very nicely with the rose madder. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a three-tone flower very quickly and easily. Now, this collection just launched to everybody today. If you were an insider member, you had access on our website on Tuesday. So I can't wait for you to experience the joy of receiving that in your inbox. If you haven't received yours or ordered yours, I didn't mean receive, because we're just getting ready to ship those out. If you haven't ordered yours yet, I highly recommend doing that and taking action before Saturday or by Saturday, so that you receive a 10% discount. And if you also, and then you have the entire I Want It All. You can also buy anything individually as well. Now, with this flower, we have the shaping molds, which makes this so easy. Like, it is shaping in a flash. If you haven't used these before, it really takes the guesswork out of shaping. So whether you are a beginner or an advanced crafter, you get the same beautiful results every single time, which I absolutely love. So we're going to go ahead and just spray that water on top. We're going to put the lid on and give this some beautiful texture and dimension and detail. So we'll just put that in between our two plates, run that through our machine, and that will just press that down. Now, this garden lily, I put it stamped side down in my shaping mold. You could experiment, do it stamp side up and get different looks with it as well. The petals will just be flipped opposite directions. So just have some fun playing with it. That's what creativity is all about, right? So you're gonna go ahead and just bring this out. Now, if you're at home doing this, you can fill up this entire plate and have lots of flowers and leaves shaped all at the same time. Speaking of leaves, there's a beautiful leaf that comes with the Garden Lily stamp and die set. You can see how beautiful that texture is. So when you look at the stamp and die that this comes in, you have those 3 sizes plus that beautiful leaf that's an accent for the background. So you'll just stamp it, color it, die cut it out, add your shaping to it, and you are ready to layer it together. And I just see that I missed this little guy. I missed putting this layer in to shape it. So we're just gonna do this again, right? So we'll again just put this in. And one thing I forgot to mention when I was doing this earlier is I did stamp this on our deluxe flower shaping paper. That is the paper I love to use when I am making dimensional flowers. It holds up very easily and it's very stiff. And we have crafters that just swear by it. They absolutely love it for flower shaping, and it is also great for card bases because it doesn't crack in the fold line as easily as a lot of cardstocks do. So that is why we also like it for flower shaping, because it holds up very well and doesn't crack or break as easily. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and layer these babies together. So I did take a larger one and the second size down. You can mix and match sizes, or you can do like 2 of the same size together. Totally up to you and how you want to do that. But we added another set of stamens to our stamen family. It just launched with the Garden Lily collection today. If you love stamens, you will absolutely love these. These are called the Petite Pollen Stamens. And when you look at these are very narrow and long, and they are absolutely exquisite. This has kind of more of a goldish color with glittery detail. Can you see that? Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. The colors in the pack are such great neutrals. You've got a yellow, you've got that kind of peachy cream, and then you've got a beautiful glittery green. And then we have an opaque white that you can color, or you can keep it white, you can dip it in glitter, lots of fun options with that. So this is an absolute must-have. Absolutely love the stamen pack. So our next step is going to go ahead and make a hole into the center for the stamen pieces. So what I want you to do is just take your piercing mat out of the deluxe flower shaping kit, pop a hole into the center of both of your garden lilies. So if you're watching, let me know what you love about the Garden Lily, what you see yourself creating with it. I would love to hear that from you. And this is our very first product collection launch of 2023. Can you believe it that we're already in January of 2023? Sometimes I'm like, who is turning the clock forward? When I am putting these through my flower, I do like to kind of have these stamens offset. So it gives kind of a beautiful like offset in the center. You'll especially notice that in the middle of this flower right here, there's 4 in there. So with that offset, it really gives a very natural, realistic look. And since this is a wired stamen, it also will lend itself to being able to kind of pull those petals or those stamens around very easily to create the look that you want in the center. So we're going to go ahead and just pop those in, add some glue around the base of those stamens, and you can continue to just pull that through. And then this is your chance to really play around with this and get as much dimension as you want in the lily by just pressing that up. And you could even do like single flowers if you wanted to. You can do multiple layers. Like this one has 2 of the same size. Actually, this is 3 of the same sizes as a base, and then kind of a flower bud in the middle, so it doesn't look like a traditional lily. Oh my gosh, at the end I'm going to show you some beautiful samples from the design team members. They have just knocked it out of the park with so many different ways that you can create with these beautiful garden lilies. So we're going to go ahead and just pop this garden lily upside down, add a generous layer of glue in the back, and offset these petals. Bring that up, just hold it a little bit. Isn't that just gorgeous? Absolutely love, love how that comes together. Now, the other thing, I'm just going to lay this aside to dry, and each flower will turn out just a little bit differently. But this is what I'm going to turn into a flower bud. So this was colored, shaped exactly the same way I did the others. Popped a hole down the center, and then what I'm going to do is use one stamen. We're going to bring this up, and we are going to glue this bud shut. So you have that beautiful kind of flower bud. So we'll go ahead and show you how to do that. So it's basically the exact same, you'll start out the exact same way you did with the lilies that are open, but then you'll just create this as a flower bud. So I'll just kind of glue down one side at a time, and you can kind of hold it and just give that some time to dry. And I added a stamen in the center, so I just kind of have something to hold on to with my hands. When I am closing this, it's totally up to you if you wanted to do this. It just gives you a little bit more grip and a little bit more of an ability to hold on to and have control over the flower bud when you are gluing it. Okay, okay. Love, love it. There's just something so satisfying about making these beautiful, cute flower buds. One of the things I would say too is if you have issues with creating flower buds, practice, practice, practice. Your first one will not look like your 10th one, and also just make sure you don't squish them flat. So I find that sometimes when you're kind of stressing out about it without thinking, you're pinching it and it just goes, it gets squished flat. So just kind of watch out for that. It's just kind of holding it gently. And then I'm going to flip this upside down, and I'm just going to add a little bit of glue at this base to just hold that stamen in position. So that it does not come loose. So that's the basics of creating those beautiful flower buds for your bouquets. So we have a large one, and we have two of the second size, so you can create different size flowers, and then you can combine them on a stem if you wanted to, totally up to you. That makes it very easy to just pop it, say, in the center of a card that has an oval opening. But today we're going to just add them on individually using this beautiful card base as our background. Now within the Garden Lily collection, we have what we call sprays and fillers that you will notice in the background of a lot of the cards I'll be showing you at the end. And those come in two different sets. We have one that's more of a filigree spray, one that's a shorter spray, and then kind of a flower bud. This makes that you have this perfect background fillers to create those beautiful bouquets. So you can buy anything individually, but what most of our crafters like to do when we launch is buy everything in the I Want It All. With one click of a button, you save 10%, and that is available until Saturday or while supplies last, whichever comes first. And then we have this beautiful cluster. This would also be beautiful with the basket that we launched in December, along with this narrow stem. I love this stem as a filler. So with this, what we're going to do is we're going to bring in our card base. You can cut your card base to the size you want, cut a beautiful oval in the center, add your background papers, do some decorative background stamping with those background filler sprays, and then you can go ahead and add a decorative die on top. This makes a really beautiful background base very quickly and easily. So this was white layered with on a peach layer. So I think what I'm going to go ahead and do is just tack it on with some hot glue so it bonds very quickly for me while I am showing you this today. And then we are going to go ahead, and since this is an oval opening and I do not want my card to be glued shut accidentally, as you'll see even a little bit of glue seeped out from the top, just pop in a piece of scrap paper. Actually, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this black piece of paper. So that'll really stand up very boldly for you. Then we can go ahead and add our flowers and things in there as needed. So the very next step you're going to want to do is just add this beautiful spray kind of in the background. So that gives you kind of a cluster and a base to work off of. Now, I don't know about you, but I think this cluster just on its own is absolutely stunning. So I'm going to just add a little bit of the hot glue on more of this side, since that's where it's going to be sitting on this side of the oval. So then you can go ahead and add your flower. Now when I add my flower, I like to add my largest flower first, and then you can kind of go from there when you are clustering these together. So hopefully this is helpful for you in seeing how easily you can create those bouquets. And it still looks like you spend a lot of time with it. So I'm just going to clip off these wires And we're going to go ahead and cluster this one down in here, and you'll see how quickly and easily those bouquets just start to come together. And something that looks super complicated actually ends up being so simple to put together. Isn't that just amazing? Now, your next step, you have these beautiful flowers, you have those bouquets in the background. Your next step is just going to be adding some leaves, and you can pull these apart and just add these in the spaces that you feel like they're a little bit open and you want to have that dimension of that leaf in there. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop this right in here. And you can continue to do this all the way around. You can add as many or as little as you want. I like the ability to add a lot, so I will typically just stamp a bunch of leaves, and so that I have as many as I want to add to a bouquet. So we're going to go ahead and just continue to pick these apart and pop those into the different sections. So you're kind of playing with the background leaf that was from the spray and then adding this leaf right on top, which is absolutely stunning. So this is really just a quick and easy way to layer these together, because I know, you know, for some of us, it's just great to have a visual of, okay, I like these dimensional flowers, but how do I cluster them together? And that's one thing I wanted to tell you too. If you're an Insider member, you have access to the online class that we are teaching at the end of January, where you'll learn many different ways how to color, shape, and put together the garden lily. And then at the very end, we're going to learn how to cluster it together on a stem like this. So if you are an Insider member, you automatically have access. If you're not an Insider member, I invite you to become one. You have the benefits of automatically being in our next online class, plus having access to all previous online classes. And those are all valued at $30 each. They're all around 2-ish hours in length. Plus you get an additional 20% discount on all your purchases every single day, and free shipping if you're in the US. If you're an international crafting friend, you get a 20% shipping discount. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and just add that in. And you can pull that off and, you know, remove that. You have that beautiful cluster. I'm going to lay this aside to dry because it's not quite dry yet. And we'll take a look at the finished card. Then you can go back and add the accents of glitter, add your sentiment, which is kind of tucked in the background. It's a little bit hard to see in the light, but it says, for my friend. We just clipped it apart, which is so pretty. So lots of variations just based on how you want to create and put together your garden lilies. But this is one of those Heartfelt Creation classic flowers that I think you're going to have so much fun creating. It's a timeless classic. Another variation of this one is just having that oval in the center, adding that decorative piece from this beautiful die at the base, which is a really stunning combination as well. And then here you have another oval on your 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card. So lots of variations just based on how you want to create them. Tell me in the comments which one's your favorite. I know that's not the nicest question to ask, because I know for so many of us, it's like, I like them all. But if there's one particular that you're like, oh my gosh, that just has the aha factor, let me know in the comments. This was done with vellum, beautiful backgrounds with those filler sprays. Here we have another one, absolutely love, using like different colors of lilies in one bouquet paired with a large bouquet. Here we have some beautiful yellows and gold. Here we have more of like a really pastel or kind of a baby yellow. Absolutely love how that turned out. And look at this cluster. Oh my gosh, isn't this just so cool? Like, look at all those stunning leaves in the background that just anchor and make those lilies pop. So I cannot wait to have you experience the joy of creating with the Garden Lily collection. I mean, I don't know where you live, but you know, we are in the height of winter. It's January, the holiday seasons have passed, and sometimes it's just great to have a new crafting toy to play with that just reminds you of spring and flowers that will be blooming before we know it, right? Oh, do you just see the glitter on there? Absolutely stunning. Then here's just a cluster of those beautiful flowers going sideways across the card using one of the slimline dies that we launched on Black Friday. Super stunning. And look at this one. Like, absolutely amazing. Do you see like the foam? This is a really delicate look with the foam. So gorgeous. Here's another one with those beautiful pink lilies paired with some smaller yellow flowers. So I can't wait to see what you create. You can share that with us on Facebook once you have received yours and created your first amazing project with it. Before I go, I wanted to show you the paper collection. The paper collection just speaks for itself. Do you see how stunning that paper design is in the background? So, so beautiful. The paper collection is one that if you're a crafter that loves paper, I would recommend getting multiples of this one. Look at that. That paper is so stunning. You've got your card front panels. You've got those mini panels that you can use as accents on cards, layouts, journaling blocks. Look at the beauty of this. Oh, so stunning. The color combination is just amazing. So, so pretty. So this one I would highly recommend stocking up, getting multiples, one for just, you know, to look at and be inspired, and then the others to use. I know I do that for myself, but have fun creating with your Garden Lily collection. I hope this inspired you. If you don't have yours yet, we'll add the link in the comments so you can order that very quickly and easily. And just remember, if you get that ordered on or before Saturday, you receive a 10% discount with the I Want It All, which means you get everything that we just launched in the Garden Lily collection. You get that 10% discount if you are an insider member, or you become an insider member. You'll also qualify for your 20% discount. You get free shipping, and you will be in that online class that we'll be teaching at the very end of January that shows many different color combinations, ways to shape, and just really takes your flower shaping to the next level. So I invite you to become an insider member and participate in that class. If you're not an insider member, you can also click on the links in our class section and get registered. It's $30 and you will have a seat in the class as well. Thank you so much for joining me today. We'll see you next time. Bye.